I never thought that I would make this video. I swore up and down that I would never do a tier ranking video, yet here I am. Today, I'll be ranking romance book tropes because some of them deserve all the love and some of them need to be deleted immediately. If you love book content too, make sure to subscribe and let's get right into it. Here is how I'm gonna rank them. First is I eat this up every time, so no matter what book it's in, I eat this up. I love it, 10 out of 10. Sorry. Next is usually eats, so most of the time I love it, but it's possible that it's written and I don't love it. Next is truly, it's just a shrug. I have no feelings about it. It could be good, it could be not good. I'm kind of neutral, you know? Next is it has to be done well. It's very easy to do that trope bad, but if it's done well, it's done well, you know? Next is probably a no from me, which means potentially it could be good, but it's probably no. And then last, certainly not least, is delete, delete, delete. We don't need it. Get it out of here. Basically, jail. Like I said earlier, these are mainly romance book tropes, some romantasy, you know? Okay, the first one is disguised identity. This one is where one of the main characters has to pretend to not be themselves. Or at the end of the book, there is a reveal that one of the main characters was actually someone that we didn't think that they were. Honestly, I vibe. I like this. But here is the thing, as long as it's done well, because this could be done not well. If we find out that the main character has been lying a lot throughout the entire book to the other character, then I don't dig it. I'm not into it. But if they did it in a way where I don't feel like the other main character was kind of like lied to the entire time, then I'm down. So this is going to be a has to be done well. Next one is he falls first. I eat it up. I eat it up every time. I don't care. You can't convince me otherwise. I love this trope so much. Okay. Next is who did this to you? This one is so popular. I feel, especially on Book Talk, but is it wrong? Unfortunately, no, it's not wrong. This is a usually eats. Next is the I'm supposed to kill you trope. So this is when, I mean, usually in a romantasy or I guess possibly a dark romance, one of the main characters is either so much an enemy or is hired for some reason to kill the other person and then they end up falling in love. Okay, I kind of eat it. You know, usually. I will usually eat that up. Next is storybook retellings. This one is interesting. I think I like it to an extent. Actually, you know what? I think I'm kind of neutral on this one. I like it, but I don't go out of my way to read storybook retellings, but I do feel like somehow they end up on my TBR quite often, but I don't hate them, but I don't love all of them. Yeah, this one's going neutral. Like I wouldn't avoid a book that's a storybook retelling. I'm not also picking books that are storybook retellings, so that's getting a shrug. Next is age gap. Immediately, I know where this one is going. This one has to be done well because it's very easy to make this like an ick when they make one of the, whoever's younger, when they make them out to be super immature and then they make the older person seem super mature. That's an ick. But when they're making the person that's younger seem more mature, then I'm down. It's easy to mess this one up, I would say. Next is an arranged marriage. I think I'm neutral on this one. I'm not going out of my way to read arranged marriage books, but I'm not opposed to them. I don't think that they get an obvious lower star rating, you know? Yeah, I'm pretty about it. Right person, wrong time. This immediately makes me think of Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I loved that book, but I also don't think I've read a lot of other books like this. Ooh, The 7-Year Slip I also loved. Okay, maybe I do eat it up. Actually, both of those books got 5 stars, so I think that might be an eat it up. Next is celebrity and normal person. This one, I actually, when in Rome, Okay, I'm gonna go usually eats. I do find it very fascinating. Like when I'm reading, I'm not trying to read things that are super realistic or things that like I could potentially be experiencing. Celebrity, a normal person, definitely feels like a trope that I'm never going to experience, never could experience. Well, I mean, obviously I'm married, but also past self, there was no chance of me being in a relationship with a celebrity. I think you'd have to be Hailey Baldwin level of crazy to do that. So I want to read about it because it's like so improbable of happening. Anyway, usually eats, but definitely not in I eat this up. Ooh, okay. Next is single parent. This one's, I feel like, pretty controversial on Booktube, Book Talk. Honestly, I kind of agree with that. This one has to be done well. I think it's easy to make a single parent trope not done well. I think there needs to be a balance of how much the kids are involved in the story and how they're involved in the story. I think it's easy to mess this one up, but I think the ones that I have read, for example, Chestnut Springs and I think Done and Dusted, that series has one. Lost and Lassoed, maybe? I don't know. I mean, actually, have I read one that's not good? I'm changing my mind. This one I think I'm changing to usually eats simply because of those last two books. Next is Small Town Romance. Okay, this one is I eat it up every time, immediately, no questions asked. I love a small town romance. Honestly, maybe I could argue I don't really like a big city romance. Have I read very many of them? No, but probably. Next is Accidental Pregnancy. This is another controversial one on Booktube and Book Talk. But how do I feel about it? I haven't read very many books with the accidental pregnancy trope. I think I've only read one. So yeah, I think I'm neutral. I think I'm a shrug on this one. I don't know. A secret relationship. Okay, this one usually eats. This one, I don't know, just something about like having to sneak around and like having, I think more specifically, like having the relationship be just between two people for like a short time. I don't want the secret relationship to last very long. For the time where it's just them two, it's just so cute and so sweet. But then also I need that big reveal at the end, you know? I need like, it doesn't need to be a big reveal. Okay, that was dramatic. But I need the reveal at the end to get all of the friends in the family and everyone down. You know, I need the support from the family. But speaking of family, I didn't include found family, which is kind of criminal of me, but I eat that up every time. Found family, please no. Next is workplace romance. I don't know how I feel about this one. Why do I feel like I'm kind of not vibing with it? Have I read very many? Not in Love, I guess, is technically a workplace romance, which I really enjoyed that book. The Spanish Love Deception was a workplace romance. That one was okay. I don't think I've read any others. I think it's fine. Yeah, I think it's fine. Or I guess maybe it has to be done well because I really liked Not in Love, but I wasn't obsessed with Spanish Love Deception, but that maybe didn't have anything to do with the romance. I don't know. I'm gonna do with has to be done well because otherwise it's just a little weird. Is it? Okay, that felt dramatic. Maybe it's just a shrug. Maybe I'm shrugging it. Okay. Final answer, workplace romance is a shrug because the things that I didn't like about the Spanish Love Deception, I don't think had anything to do with the fact that there was a workplace romance. It had more to do with the pacing. Final answer. Another controversial one, Insta Love. I see a lot of people saying they don't like an Insta Love, but I don't go out of my way to read books with an Insta Love. But then again, an Insta Love, I feel like makes it more difficult for me to care about the characters and like know them. I think Insta Love has to be done well. I think so. Okay, we're about halfway through and we don't have any on the two bottom ones, but I know this next one is definitely going on the bottom. So the next one is the miscommunication trope, which so sorry to anyone who vibes with this, but delete, delete, delete. We don't need that. I don't like a third act breakup because of miscommunication. No, 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 no. Delete. Next is rivals to lovers. So this is very similar to an enemies to lovers, but it's more like subdued. So like this is probably happening in a romance, whereas enemies to lovers is probably happening in a romantasy where there's actually high stakes and a worthwhile enemy, you know? So rivals to lovers. This might be controversial, but I think a rivals to lovers has to be done well. I think So many books have that trope now that it needs to be good in order for it to stand out. And a lot of times it's not that good. I said what I said. Brother's best friend. I eat that up every time. I eat it up. A brother's, and then they get in a fight at the end. Ooh, when he finds out. See, because this is a secret relationship. It has to be happening. I mean, I guess not always, but probably a secret relationship is happening and brother's best friend. I'm eating it up. Same with this next one. Soulmates and fated love. Oh, heck yes. Sign me up for some fated mates. Soulmates. I think that this one is pretty controversial too. I've heard a lot of people talk about how they're not vibing with the whole soulmate situation, but give me some mates. Next is forbidden love. I think this one is going to be I eat this up every time too. I don't know. It's like the secret relationship thing. Sometimes forbidden love includes a secret relationship. Sometimes it doesn't. Even if it doesn't, I'm still eating it up. I don't know. Again, it's just like it being truly about them and it being about their love for each other. Next is a secret billionaire, which I don't have just a normal billionaire. So I'm just going to say billionaire trope in general. And I usually eat this one up. Again, because I wish it could happen to me. Like I wish it's goals, right? It's the dream to fall in love with someone and then to find out afterwards that they're a billionaire. That's goals. Okay. Next is best friend's sibling. Not to be confused with brother's best friend. That is completely different. But this is like if your best friend had a sibling. I don't think I vibe. This one has to be probably a no for me. I don't think I like the relationship starting out that way. And then I just can't help but feel horrible for the best friend who then basically ends up getting left behind. But then still, yeah, no. Probably a no for me. Another one, marriage of convenience. I think, again, this one's probably a no for me. It's different than an arranged marriage. That one I'm neutral on. But when they're like, oh, it'll just be convenient for us to get married, or it's like a fake marriage, I'm not obsessed with that. Probably a no. Oh, this next one. Okay. A love triangle. I feel like I used to really like love triangles. I was into it. I was into the, ooh, who are they gonna pick? But I think as I've gotten older, I'm so much less interested in that trope. I think it has to be done well. Yeah, I'm going with it has to be done well at this point in my life, you know? Next is the one bed trope. I think I actually might be neutral on this one because it could be good, it could be bad. I'm not, ooh. But then again, it's like those TikToks, it's like those memes. If I'm laying in bed late at night and I'm about to go to sleep, but then all of a sudden in the book, they're enemies to lovers and they get to the hotel and there's one bed. Get to the inn, most likely, and there's one bed. Yeah, okay, never mind. It usually eats. One bed, usually eats. Forced proximity. I think it usually eats. I think in terms, so like not really in terms of romance, right? But instead in terms of actually physically reading a book. So a book with this trope, when there's forced proximity, I feel like things move faster. There's less time of them being apart and there's potentially more banter. I think that forced proximity allows for the story to evolve quicker, which I kind of need in a book. So I'm gonna go with usually eats. Those are my thoughts. Next is childhood friends to lovers. I don't know how I feel about this one. I want to say I have like negative feelings towards it, but I don't know why. Oh, the one Chestnut Springs book that's kind of this. I don't think I vibed with that. Because I feel like normally with this kind of trope, one of them is pining over the other for so much longer than the other person. And that I don't think I like. There's never really there hasn't been a book that I have read that has like childhood friends to lovers where they're both pining the entire time or they both realize at the same time that they have feelings for each other. Yeah, I'm gonna go with probably a no for me. I don't think it needs to be deleted, but it's probably a no. Okay, this one might be controversial. to you guys. I don't think it's controversial on the internet, but second chance, I'm deleting that. I don't need second chance. If you've done something and we've broken up, I don't need, you know? I guess it does kind of depend on the reason for the breakup. For example, like Happy Place is, I guess, technically a second chance, but to me, they were just on a break. That wasn't like a full breakup, but it was a full breakup. Am I about to move it to Has to Be Done Well? Actually, yeah, I'm gonna move it to Has to Be Done Well literally because of Happy Place. It was done well and I like it, but typically I don't like. Slow burn. I eat it up. I eat it up. I eat it up. I eat it up. Next is easy too, fake dating. This one's what usually eats. I don't go out of my way to find books with fake dating, but when I do read a book that has fake dating, I usually eat it up. There you go. Next is Grumpy Sunshine. Here's the thing. I really like that trope. I really enjoy it. I eat it up, but it is everywhere. And I get that has nothing to do with the trope. I think it's just overused, but I still really enjoy it. If I'm going to read a book with Grumpy Sunshine, I'm going to really enjoy it. So unfortunately, I think this one has to go. I eat it up every time. We are ending on a very obvious, very strong one. Enemies to lovers. I love an enemies to lovers, and you know what? I'll take that one to the grave. Okay? Put it on my gravestone. Loves enemies to lovers. Rest in peace. I don't know why I said that, but yeah, I do. I really like enemies to lovers. And is it overused? Absolutely. But it doesn't matter because every time I read it, I'm going to rate that book 5 stars. So, okay, 5 stars is a little dramatic. I'm going to rate it highly. I'm going to really enjoy it. I'm going to read it quickly. I'm going to eat it up. You just have to accept who I am, okay? And that is who I am. I wish I could zoom out on this. That's it. I am sure there's more tropes that I could have included that I didn't include. Obviously, found family is a big one, which I always eat up. Give me a hockey romance. There will be found family. Heck yeah. Same with like small town romance. There's normally some found family there, you know? How did I do for my first tier ranking video, guys? Let me know. I feel awkward. I feel awkward about it. Don't know why. I hope you had fun. I think that I had fun. But I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if I've rated any of these differently than you would have rated them. Did I delete the one you liked? I don't know. Do you like miscommunication? That feels crazy to me. If you like miscommunication, let me know. But yeah, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe. Maybe like this video. Hang out for a little bit. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.